Head for the Cure 5K events are not only successful fundraisers in the fight against brain cancer, but unique tributes for those currently fighting this terrible disease and remembering those who have lost their battles. Head for the Cure was started in honor of a man named Chris Anthony. Chris's motto was always keeping the faith. He lived it daily. He signed off every email with keeping the faith, and his faith enabled him to maintain his grace, dignity, courage, and strength throughout his illness. That's why every year we honor brain cancer patients and their loved ones with a special recognition we call Keeping the Faith. Each of their stories is personal and special, and all are inspiring. Julie Houtz, nominated by Sarah Plunkett. Julie Houtz was suffering from a 2-day migraine and blurred vision when she went to the ER. They did a CT scan and found 3 cancerous lesions on her brain. 2 are wrapped around her optic nerve, which are affecting her vision. After 2 biopsies, the results came back as a glioblastoma. It has only been 1 month since her diagnosis, and she has been a champ, rolling with all the punches of daily radiation and chemotherapy, and even a cerebral spinal leak that was causing severe headaches. She will have 6 weeks of treatment through Kansas University Medical Center and then assess what to do next. It has been a whirlwind of a month, but Julie has rallied and is starting to feel a little better this week. She is hoping to get back to designing houses and spending time with her family and friends. Dick Deegan, nominated by Jeff Deegan. Diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma in August 2019, Dick has shown nothing but courage, bravery, and strength for almost 1 year now. He didn't hesitate to take the aggressive treatment path even at 72 years old. While many people may get down on themselves or sulk, Dick continued being active by taking walks with his amazing wife and caregiver Christine, playing with his grandkids when they visited, and attending as many of their events as possible. His sense of humor hasn't changed a bit. He still cracks jokes we all grew to know and love. While he believed in his kids all our lives, it's our turn to believe in him during this fight. Our family motto has become, "You'll never walk alone," #YNWA. We found this through Dick's cousins in England and is a slogan for Liverpool's soccer team. It fit perfectly here, as anybody impacted by brain cancer or any cancer should never walk the journey alone. We have never looked up to our dad more than we do now, showing us how to fight, have faith, and not get down when things don't go how you want them to. DJ Stewart, nominated by Aaron Stewart. Although I would like to honor all cancer survivors and fighters, this is my amazing husband DJ, and I chose to honor him as I honor him every day. DJ was diagnosed with grade 4 glioblastoma last May, and since then he has had 2 craniotomies, radiation, the gamma knife procedure, and to this day takes chemo daily and wears the Optune device. He is the strongest man I have ever met, and his strength has never diminished a single bit. He is a fighter, he is a riser, a get-out-aliver, and my lighter throughout all the darkness. Throughout everything thrown his way, he still manages to keep a smile on his face while being a voice for others going through similar life challenges. Steve Clark, nominated by Lori Moseyman. Have you ever had the privilege of knowing a guy that brings the best and corniest humor to your life? That guy for us is Steve, father of 2 terrific young men, Ben and Dan, father-in-law to sweet Kylie, husband to Suzanne, always laughing and grateful for his humor and attitude toward life. He is a son, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, cousin, and friend to countless. However, Steve's humor was tested when he was diagnosed with a grade 4 glioblastoma in February 2020. At least 90% of the tumor was removed in February at UCSF. Steve completed chemo and radiation after surgery and is now doing maintenance chemo each month, as well as speech, occupational, and physical therapies at KUMC and other Kansas City metro providers. Despite setbacks of bouncing critical labs, blood clots, recent stroke, and great recovery, and COVID times we all navigate, Steve continues to fight with humor. His medical team still laughs, groans at his jokes. Steve sports a Superman costume for special events, maybe it's not a costume. He exercises daily, dabbles with his gift for cooking, and is an incredible and selfless inspiration to his family and friends. Steve meets each day with faith, positivity, and hope. He and his wife never stop exploring new and helpful research possibilities. Steve is courage, determination, faith, grace, and love. He is our comedian. He is our role model. He is our Superman. Jenny Lewis, nominated by Michelle McKessie. Jenny was told at the age of 13 she had 6 months to live. 30 plus years later, she is one of my dearest friends. I've watched her graduate high school, college, become a preschool teacher, and my hero. She has volunteered for Camp Quality Northern Missouri as a counselor since she was 18 years old to give back for her experience as a kid. We stumble through life together as I have MS and she lives with the scars of her battle. We've got each other because we get each other. William Bergman, nominated by Kaylee Bergman. William Bill Bergman has a larger-than-life personality, great sense of humor, and love for telemarketers and door-to-door salespeople. His hobbies include being an amateur meteorologist, an armchair film and music critic, and human GPS. Bill also enjoys fishing, imitating Charles Barkley's swing on the golf course, and posting and reading rants on Facebook. All kidding aside, Bill has spent the majority of his time and energy giving to his family and serving the community. He has coached countless kids in baseball, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. He is a past president and board member of the Grandview Baseball Association, organized and ran the Church Basketball League, and was a past president of the Coronation of Our Lady's Men's Club. Bill was also very active in Kansas City's community theater scene, appearing in over 42 plays with 12 different theater groups. Bill is always the first one to volunteer to help and look to take care of others, and has been a great role model, mentor, and friend to countless others. Bill was diagnosed with an inoperable glioblastoma, GBM, on January 2, 2020, and has remained stable to this day after undergoing chemoradiation and now fashionably wearing the Optune cap daily. Bill is determined to remain active as he walks almost 3 miles every day and still manages the lawn care and honey-do lists. His sweet tooth has also remained stable, with over 16 packages of Oreos purchased in the first 3 months of his new life. Bill is an incredible man who is now living what he calls his new normal and is determined to remind everyone to shower people with love and kindness and always keep on laughing and smiling in what you're given. Regan Dalton, nominated by Sharon Burleson. In 2016, Regan was driving home from her job in Olathe. A few blocks from home, she had an absence seizure while driving. She ran her car off the road and sideswiped a utility pole. Just a few days later, she was diagnosed with an anaplastic astrocytoma tumor. She had surgery to remove the tumor in December of 2016, where the doctors successfully removed 90% of the tumor. After surgery, she went through 6 weeks of radiation and 11 cycles of chemo. Through all of this, she never lost her faith or her positivity. She always believed that she would recover and that God would take this experience and make something good come from it, and He did. Thank you for your courage and for allowing us to honor you. New this year, the legacy of love nomination is easily defined by actions of integrity, encouragement, determination, and truly loving and serving others, especially those in need. Burma Sonovich, nominated by Abby Madsen. My mom's story begins far before the love of her life was diagnosed with brain cancer. She was the girl next door when they met in the summer of 1966. And the way to his heart was by being a helpful caretaker to his basset hound. Fast forward almost 50 years later, married, 2 children, grandchildren, careers, homes, etc. My mom was diagnosed with her own brain mental illness. She spent years fighting the disease, trying to find the right medication cocktail to allow her to function, allow her to stay present, allow her to be the wife, mother, and grandmother we all knew she could be. There were times it almost broke our family. It nearly broke her. But by summer of 2017, she found the right combination to bring her back to us. We thought we had overcome life's biggest challenge. But then, in July of 2018, my dad was diagnosed with a GBM. I know my sister and I both thought that this could break her, this could take back all the progress she had made, but we were wrong. She jumped in headfirst to fight this awful disease with my dad. She put her world on hold and stayed by his side for every minute of the 22 months that followed. She went to every doctor appointment, every scan, every lab appointment. She took over the finances and 100% of the house duties. My mom had worked so hard and found so much strength to overcome her disease. I didn't know a person could have much fight or strength left in them, but she proved me so wrong. Her strength, commitment, and faith has been so inspiring to all of us around her during my dad's fight. We lost my dad in June 2020. She was with him and held him and took care of him until the very end. Once again, she has found a way to not let a disease break us. We have lost my dad, but he lives on our hearts in her heart, and she has one of the best hearts ever. Heath Ostmeier, nominated by Jasmine Ostmeier. While I was the one that was diagnosed, it did not just impact me. My immediate family had to make changes, and my husband Heath has been amazing. I know that I would not be where I am today without him. He took those vows in sickness and in health to heart and has been a trooper. On Memorial Day of 2018, Heath was driving our 3 kids, ages 7, 4, and 3 months, and me home from Salina. Just as we got on the road, I had a seizure. I remember nothing but waking up in the hospital and having no idea what was going on. Heath was able to get our 3 kids situated with family, explain what he witnessed to the doctors, and fill in the gaps for me. I know that he was extremely worried, but he remained calm and did everything to keep me safe. He also called my mom and his mom to let them know what was going on and keep them informed each step of the way. Heath has cared for me through the diagnosis, surgery, recovery, and the watch and wait. He always takes time to go with me to my appointments to be an extra set of ears and ask anything I may forget. He also will chauffeur me to tests just so I do not have to go alone. He patiently waits for me. He has supported me when I was ready to try things and allowed me time when I was not quite ready for others. Prior to my diagnosis, we had planned a family trip with all my siblings and mom. My surgeon said to not cancel, as it would be good to take it easy and have extra hands for help with the kids. Heath got all our stuff packed and ready. He figured I would not want to go out much, so he thoughtfully packed a ton of indoor activities that I like. Also, my appetite wasn't great after surgery, so he packed our blender to make my chocolate peanut butter banana shakes every day. In addition to taking care of me, he has also taken care of our kids. Heath has been amazing, and I cannot thank him enough for being on this journey with me. I know we have a long way to go, but we've got this, side by side. Mitchell Montgomery, nominated by Allie Montgomery. In old tradition, the first wedding anniversary gift is made of paper. In October 2016, my husband instead was gifted a 5-hour waiting room stay while I had my first brain tumor removed. That was 4 days after our first anniversary. While I'll always struggle with the emotions of missing the traditional joys of celebrating our first year married, I find so much peace knowing we were already fiercely fighting for the lifetime of joys we committed to. The vow committing to love and help your partner in sickness is one that seems like it'll apply in old age. But Mitchell was pressed almost immediately by the diagnosis on how exactly he would honor his word. I know the world is full of extraordinary caregivers, but I'm sure the best one is my life partner. He became a researcher, advocate, practically a pharmacist, peacemaker, note-taker, and prayer warrior overnight. The ways in which he stepped up for me when it was clear he was hurting is incredible. He continued to help me through the physical and emotional toll of 2 recurrences, surgeries, and radiation treatment in the last 3 years. We've cried a lot of therapeutic tears, read a lot of scripture, and laughed a lot of much-needed laughs. Thank you, Mitchell, for your strength, care, tenderness, willingness, and most of all your faithfulness in this relationship. You exceed so many of my expectations, and I don't tell you that enough. I see the way you love me fiercely and yet gently. I am forever grateful for your sacrifices, gifts, smile, time, and encouragement. I love you endlessly. Let's grow old together on a beach. Cheers. Brian, Lauren, and Lyndon Fatula, nominated by Katie Fatula. I am blessed to have a dynamic family trio who have been supporting me throughout my journey. It has been 8 years, and my girls have grown up so much since that unforgettably traumatic day that we did not get on the airplane to Disney World. All along, they have been willing to ask questions, talk about things, and believe in me. They have learned so much and strive to raise awareness and to care for others. My husband has been by my side throughout all the hills and valleys of diagnosis, treatment, and living life. He is always encouraging me to focus on the positives. I absolutely give thanks to him for providing a home of security, comfort, and love. We all faithfully believe that no one journeys alone. Aaron Stewart, nominated by DJ Stewart. My amazing wife and I have been together now for 6 years and married just over 1 year. When I was diagnosed with a grade 4 GBM on the right side of my brain in May 2019, after already having been diagnosed with soft tissue cancer in my leg not even a year before, you would have thought my wife was a trained soldier. She didn't skip a beat in looking at every single option as far as my care and treatment moving forward. She was my constant motivational force on the days of pure exhaustion from chemo and radiation. She fed me, she made sure my meds were always taken on time, she took care of the things that I couldn't and never flinched. She did all of this constantly, working with my family and doctors to ensure that I was getting the best possible treatment. We traveled to Newport Beach so I could undergo the Gamma Knife procedure, and she surprised me with tickets to Harry Potter World, one of our absolute favorite things in the world. She somehow made a situation that was terrifying a vacation. She does that for me every day. A few months ago, on my 1-year anniversary of being diagnosed, she surprised me with one of the most beautiful nights of my entire life. She gathered my friends and family and a video of many others that couldn't be there to congratulate me on my 1 year. Let's just say I cried. A couple days after, while still riding the high of my celebration, I was informed that unfortunately the tumor had come back. I was terrified. She held me in my hand every step of the new battle. Here we are, 3 months post my second craniotomy, and she, to this day, is unshaken. She is my rock. I would be so lost without her. From daily pill schedules and making sure I'm eating enough and getting enough exercise to the extremely tedious application and maintenance of my Optune device, she is the strongest person I've ever met, and I feel so blessed to have her as my caretaker. Chris Holmes, nominated by Liz Ketzman. Do you believe in soulmates? My brother Chris Holmes did. He waited years before he found the love of his life. I remember the first time he told me about Storm. He was so nervous to ask her out on a date. He got up the courage and asked her out. I've never seen him happier. Their first date was in 2017. In November of 2018, Storm was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal brain cancer. Cancer didn't stop the two of them from living out their love story. While undergoing chemotherapy, Chris and Storm got married and became one. In October of 2019, Storm learned the cancer spread to her spine. She passed on January 20th, 2020, after a hard-fought battle with brain cancer. My brother did everything he could to make her comfortable, happy, and hopeful. He took leave from his job to be by her side 24/7. He cooked every meal, cleaned, and even learned to dye her hair. After another stay in the hospital, they finally got to take their honeymoon to Colorado. God put Chris in Storm's life to be that caregiver he knew she would need. My brother not only rose to the task, but exceeded with so much grace and compassion. When Storm had to go into hospice care, he slept on the pull-out couch in the room, never leaving her side. He would watch shows he knew she liked, just in case she could still hear them. Everything he did for her. After she passed, Chris is still the caregiver in remembering her legacy through a bench and tree at Mackin Park in North Kansas City. He is the true definition and example of what a caregiver should be, and I am honored to call him my brother. Donna Childress, nominated by Chris Childress and Allie Montgomery. Donine is in a rare group of caregivers. She's in the group of caregivers that has had to do this multiple times, but not with the same person. On Thursday, June 16, 1994, her husband Chris had a seizure at work and was rushed to the hospital. Their friends were kind enough to keep their 2-year-old daughter Allie so Donine could be with Chris in those uncertain moments. She was with him as they received the diagnosis, a brain tumor. The treatment would be surgery. After surgery, Donine was strong and courageous as she helped Chris on his road to recovery. Surely this was some of the most challenging parts of life, yet she tackled it with grace, caring for her husband and parenting a 2-year-old. She drove him everywhere until the state-mandated 6 months from his seizure had passed. Donine made sure to involve Allie in the caregiving, having Allie spend time with Chris at every opportunity. Chris's tumor turned out to be a microcystic meningioma and his recovery has gone well. In 2016, Donine faced the unthinkable. She became a caregiver for the daughter, whose first memories were watching her mother take care of her father. Allie was diagnosed with an ependymoma tumor in late 2016. The journey to cancer-free is still ongoing as Allie faces treatment for newly diagnosed tumors. Donine continues to pray like she's never prayed before for her 2 survivors. Her faith is strong even in the moments when she feels weak. Donine, you are the greatest partner a husband could ask for in this journey we're tackling together. Thank you for being my chauffeur, for washing my scalp while keeping my sutures dry, for walking alongside Allie in the same way and for always praying for us. You have been a world-class caregiver 2 times. Your strength and determination are unsurpassed, and you should be inducted into the Hall of Faith. Mom, watching you do this time and time again hurts my heart, but I couldn't ask for God to bless me with a better mother. Thank you for sitting beside our hospital beds, making sure we never feel alone, praying for our bodies to heal, and for encouraging us that God's going to take care of us. Thank you for always fixing our hair and holding our hands. We love you.